Ever get this feeling online? Like things aren't what they seem, like someone's, messing with the system.
Oh, absolutely. Pulling strings behind the scenes, so to speak.
Exactly. And today we're diving deep into that feeling, into the world of dirty data and how even AI can be tricked.
And it's not just theoretical. We're talking real instances where, say, facial recognition gets fooled, or those spam filters, they're outsmarted. Even situations with self-driving cars.
Okay, hold on. Self-driving cars being tricked. Now you have my full attention.
All right, picture this. Researchers took a normal stop sign, and just with a few stickers, they made a self-driving car's AI think it was a speed limit sign.
Wait, seriously. Stickers.
That's the thing about adversarial machine learning. It's like this game, right? Someone, the adversary, is trying to find the weak points in how a machine learning algorithm sees the world, to exploit it.
So less about breaking the AI, more like finding its blind spots, making it misinterpret.
Right. But think about it. That stop sign, even with stickers, we still know it's a stop sign. But AI, it sees patterns, not the whole context.
Makes sense. Our brains just do that. AI is learning by different rules.
Yeah.
But how does this tricking even work? The methods.
Several ways, actually. One is called an evasion attack.
Evasion. Sounds sneaky.
Oh, it is. You're making tiny changes, almost impossible to see, to an image, for example. Completely throws off the AI. There's this famous case, the one pixel attack.
One pixel? Okay, now you have to explain.
Researchers fooled this deep learning algorithm by changing just one pixel, one single pixel in an image. Looked totally normal to us, but the AI misidentified it completely.
Wow. One pixel. It really shows you how differently we process things compared to machines. What about self-driving car stuff? Is that evasion too?
Sometimes, yeah, like the stickers on the stop sign. But there's this other method really worrying for self-driving cars, even things like social media algorithms. It's called data poisoning.
Poisoning. That sounds bad, long-term bad.
You're getting it. So an attacker slips bad information into the data the system's learning from, like sneaking in a wrong answer key while it's studying.
So instead of a doctored image, you're messing with the info the AI uses to learn it all.
Precisely. And machine learning, it relies so much on its training data. This poisoning can have huge effects down the line.
Especially with, like you said, real-world stuff cars, medical diagnoses. That's scary.
Exactly. And even beyond those direct applications, think about social media's algorithms. What if that's being manipulated?
You're saying someone could control what we see online, what we read, who we interact with, just
Yeah.
by messing with the AI's learning material.
Chilling, right. And there's one more type of attack, the Byzantine attack. Now that's interesting.
Okay, now we're getting seriously technical. I'm hooked, though. Go on.
So picture this. A network of computers, right? All working together, like different parts of a brain. Now, some of those parts, they go rogue, sending bad info, trying to mess up the whole system. That's Byzantine.
Like a rebellion inside the AI.
Yeah.
Sabotaging from within.
Exactly. And super hard to spot, right? These rogue parts, they blend in, looks like a normal malfunction until boom, too late.
Okay, now I'm really feeling the sci-fi movie vibes here. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. What are the real-world stakes? You mentioned self-driving cars. What else?
Let's stick with the cars for a sec. It's a good example. Imagine those are everywhere, the norm, and then someone figures out how to, use these weaknesses on a big scale.
Okay, yeah, traffic jams would be the least of our worries then. More like accidents, chaos.
Right. And it goes beyond cars. Think about facial recognition, security, right? Or medical imaging, AI helping doctors, even financial systems, the stock market.
It's like we're building these incredibly powerful tools, but then also handing out the instruction manual to anyone who might want to misuse them.
That's a great way to put it. And that's where information laundering comes in. Remember we talked about AI learning from data. What if that data itself is messed with? Made to look good, but with a hidden purpose.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. It's like dirty data, putting on a suit and sneaking into the AI's big dinner party. But how does that even happen? It's not someone literally going in and changing ones and zeros, is it?
Not usually that direct, no. It's more subtle. Think about how info spreads online now. A blog post, a tweet, even a video gets traction quickly.
Especially with bots and fake accounts, right? Making stuff seem way more popular than it is.
Exactly. Say someone wants to push a narrative about a politician, a science issue, whatever. They create this piece of, well, let's call it misinformation, the seed. They put it in a few places online.
And those bots, those fake accounts, they're like watering the seed, helping it grow into this big tree of misinformation.
You got it. Suddenly it's everywhere. People share it without even thinking, is this true? Everyone else seems to believe it, so.
It gets a boost just from seeming popular, like those restaurants. Huge line. Must be good, right?
Right. And here's the laundering part. Some smaller news site, maybe they don't fact check too hard, they pick up the story.
They see it on other sites, maybe even trending somewhere, and bam, they've accidentally made it legit.
And it snowballs, right? Bigger news, they see the smaller places reporting it, more blogs, websites. Now it's not some fringe thing, suddenly it's real news.
So by the time it hits, like the mainstream, that initial bad info, you can't even trace it back. Like a game of telephone, but with, real world stakes.
Exactly. And remember, those AI systems, learning from all this, they're eating this stuff up, thinking it's true because on the surface, it looks legit.
So we've got AI trained on data that's been, carefully messed with, making decisions that affect us. That's kind of freaky when you really think about it.
It is. And that's why information hygiene is so important. Like, we wash our hands so we don't get sick, right? We need to do the same for our information diet, basically. Spot this manipulated stuff.
Okay, so washing my hands of dirty data, metaphorically. But how do we do that? Any tips for spotting this stuff out in the wild?
It starts with being a little skeptical, Don't believe everything you see, especially online. Look at the source, the website, the social media. Is it legit? Do they have a history of, pushing a certain angle?
So time for our inner digital detective. I like it.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to dig a bit. See if other good sources are reporting the same thing. Check those fact-checking websites. They're there for a reason.
Oh, and checking those About Us sections, right? See who's behind the info, what their deal is.
Smart. And here's another one. Anything that feels super dramatic, super emotional, be careful.
Because emotions make you share without thinking. Guilty as charged, I've done that.
We all have. It's just how we're wired. But knowing that is half the battle.
So be more mindful, more critical of what we're reading, watching, all that. Feels like a tough fight, though. Like the bad guys are always one step ahead.
I hear you. But the more we do this, the better we get. Like building up our defenses against those digital, I guess you'd call them toxins.
And the more of us who have those defenses, the harder it is for the bad stuff to work, right?
Bingo! We're all in this together. It's how we make a better, more trustworthy internet.
That's a thought I'm going to hold on to. Well, this deep dive has been opening, to say the least. Learned a lot about how AI can be tricked and what we can do about it.
That's what we like to hear. Remember, knowledge is power. More we understand, the better off we are.
Couldn't agree more. We'll wrap up there, but for everyone listening, we want to know. Ever run into something online that felt off? An article, a post, whatever? Head over our website, share those stories.
And until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay informed.